Another EV from Tata Motors, and this one gets a cumulative boot space of roughly 1000 liters, and it's not a sedan. What is it? Well, I'll tell you. And this is the Tata Curvv, and it is the electrified version of the Curvv to start with, and it gets a lot of design elements that are catching my attention. Now I admit that this looks quite like the Nexon, but it is roughly as wide and as tall as the Nexon, but 300 millimeters longer than the compact SUV, and that's what makes it the first ever Tata's midsize SUV to make it rival the likes of the Hyundai Creta and Kia Seltos, and it is only 30 millimeters shorter than Hyundai Creta. Now coming back to design, you get a full width LED light bar, and this part doubles up as LED turn indicators as well. Now with this faux carbon fiber finish around the LED projector headlamps, all of it accentuates the front fascia of the Curvv. It looks quite bold, quite futuristic. What are your opinions on it? Let us know in the comments below. But the craziest bit about the Curvv's design is its silhouette. So when you look at it sideways, you will see that it gets 18-inch alloy wheels. They look quite well. The car doesn't look under-tired. Even the ground clearance is great. It is 195 mm on the EV, 215 mm on the ICE variant. Now up underneath the B pillar, it certainly feels like Nexon. But from here onwards, things change dramatically and for the good. But before I talk about them, I have to tell you that this car does a handshake. Well, flush type door handles is what you get with these LED inserts. Now this roof line slopes down all the way to the boot lid, giving it a coupe SUV appeal. Now it looks scintillating, and I am a big fan of coupe SUVs. Why? Because they stand out in the crowd. Another boot space on the Tata Curvv, as we told you, is roughly 1000 liter, but on the EV avatar, because it gets an 11 liter frunk. The ICE model, they don't get a frunk, and the overall boot capacity with the second row down will be 973 liters. With all the seats in place, it will be 500 liters, which is generous and spacious. Now if we talk of spare wheel, what you're getting here is carbon matting, and a full-size spare wheel is offered on the Curvv, but in a steel rim, guys. The Curvv is also available in internal combustion engine avatars, and you will be getting a total of 3 engine options with 2 gearbox choices over here. For now, we'll talk about its interior. Now this dashboard, you can see it is very much like the Nexon, and so are these door pads, and same is the case with the center console, but you're getting slightly more features over here. For example, the steering wheel, it comes from the Harrier and the Safari, but not the Nexon. Also, there's a 10.25-inch instrument cluster which comes with integrated satellite navigation. Along with that, this is a 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment unit, and it comes with wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and other connected car features. Now Tata Motors is also betting a big time on the large panoramic sunroof, because it was not available on the Nexon, but it is available on the Curvv. And why so? Because this car will be taking on the likes of the Hyundai Creta, Kia Seltos and more. As for the rear, we'll now hop on to the EV avatar to let you know of the rear seat experience. Now on the rear seats of the Curvv's electric version, you sit in a position where the under thigh support will not feel substantially good. And why so? Because the battery pack sits underneath the floor, so you sit in a slightly knee up position. In comparison, the ICE version, the under thigh support is much better there. Otherwise, it's a fairly spacious car over here, because what you're getting is a reclinable backrest and this center armrest with 2 cup holders, along with these AC vents with a 45-watt charger. And airiness is not an issue here, because you're getting a dual pane sunroof as well. So unlike the EV, you don't get a frunk here, but what you're getting, 3 engine options. So first one is borrowed from the Nexon, 1.2 liter turbo petrol, 120 horsepower. Now moving over to the new Hyperion engine, it is a 1.2 liter engine as well, but this one gets a gasoline direct injection. So the power output has been bumped to 125 PS. Also, this is an all aluminum construction with integrated exhaust manifolds in the engine itself. Now Tata Motors is also claiming that this engine will boast of better NVH levels, and that we'll see and tell you when we drive this car. Also, there will be a 1.5 litre turbo diesel engine, and talking of gearbox choices, you'll be getting manual as well as dual clutch automatic across the range. Now in summation, the Curvv looks fantastic, but I have to tell you that Tata Motors has launched the electrified version of the Curvv in the Indian market today and not the ICE model, and that will come in the market by September. Now this one, it starts at rupees 17.49 lakh, and there are two battery options, 45 kWh and 55 kWh. Now the low range option gets you a claimed range of 502 kilometers, while the 55 kWh battery pack will give you a claimed range of around 585 kilometers. Now talking of 0 to 100 kmph sprint, it only takes 8.6 seconds. Talking of charging times, 10 to 80% comes via fast charger in just 40 minutes, thanks to fast charging capabilities of over 70 kilowatt. And when you need a top up, it will only take 15 minutes to give you a top up of 150 kilometers. Now in summation, this car comes out as a very great deal. What are your opinions on it? Let us know in the comments below, and stay tuned to this space because we'll be driving the Curvv really soon, and you'll have the review on our channel in a couple of days. For now, I'm your host Mohit Bhadwaj. We'll take a leave with a small request. If you haven't subscribed to us yet, do that right away. Bye-bye.